It's the Bigger One here, back with another video, and this time we're doing another Milestone series video. It's my very first Lambic, and I don't have a background story for why this is a milestone, because we're actually doing my first Lambic right now. I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know if I've said this before in a video, but I'm kind of in a phase right now with my beer purchasing where I'm just buying anything that catches my eye. I don't care about the style. I don't care about the brewery. I'm just out here just having a good time, just picking up whatever catches my eye. And I almost didn't buy this beer because I thought it was something fruity, something like I don't even know what you would say, like a hard cider or something. That's what I thought it was. And then I forgot my debit card at the beer store, so I had to go home. I came back and decided to switch out some of my singles that I was purchasing. Made one last run through the singles rack and saw that this bottle was indeed a Lambic strawberry. Had to get it because I've never had a Lambic before. I don't even know much about Lambics. I don't know what makes them different than any other fruited beer, but we're about to find out. We're doing Lindemann's Strawberry Lambic, in fact. So let's just go ahead and roll that bad boy out. Lindemann's Strawberry Lambic. I don't want to get too historical or talk too much about Lindemann's. I'd like to save that for another video, or maybe I'm considering a beer podcast in the future. We'll see. I don't want to promise anything right now. But Lindemann's has been family owned since 1822, and all I want to say about Lambics is true Lambics are only found in the Senne Valley. Let's see here, in Belgium. So I'm guessing you could have obviously you could have Americanized Lambics or Asian Lambics or you know, like imitation Lambics, but a true original Lambic only comes from the Senne Valley, and there's only about a dozen of them in the Senne Valley. So yeah, that's all I want to say about that. Anything else I want to say? This was brewed with wild yeast fermentation. I'm in the process of becoming a BJCP judge. I'm studying and stuff, so I really need to learn about wild yeast fermentation. I didn't even know that was a thing until just the other day. And they're specifically from Lambic, Belgium. I know I Alabama'd up that name, but yeah, we're gonna get into it. I didn't find a lot of information, a lot of cool stories. I think that's partially because this beer was specifically made for U.S. markets and our ever-changing tastes, as the website says it. And it's actually only been brewed since 2017, if I read that right. And this is also the first fruit Lambic Lindemann's has come up with in over a decade. So real interested to see what Lambics are all about. They sound like an alcoholic beverage. Are you kidding me? They sound like a beverage with liquor in it, or some kind of narcotic in it, like absinthe, or that stuff I heard the Alice in Wonderland author used to drink. It might be absinthe, hemlock, something like that. So not a lot of beer here. It's only 8.45 fluid ounces. It was a small bottle when I purchased it anyways. It's definitely cloudy, so they definitely don't filter a whole lot of in the process of making a Lambic. I expect it to be pretty clear. I'm not gonna lie. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, even holding it up to the light, I can't see through it at all. It's pretty cloudy. It's got like a mahogany maroon. It looks a little more red pink in the video, but in real life, in the lighting that I've got going on, it looks like a mahogany or a maroon kind of color, and then it gets kind of a very reddish pink towards the bottom around the edges of the beer. It's definitely a fruit lambic. Definitely tastes strawberry. There's a lot of strawberry here. I believe it says so strawberry juice. There were no real strawberries in here. I don't know if that's common of lambics to just do juice or not. But this specific one was brewed with strawberry juice and not strawberries. Yeah, the strawberry is just real dominant. I can get some very subtle malty flavor. There's barley in here, unmalted wheat, and aged hops. And then you have the wild airborne yeast, whatever that means. I don't want to claim to be an expert. Yeah, the hops are definitely subdued. I don't smell the hops at all, and they are aged, and so hops will become pretty mild as they age. Let's get into the best part of a beer review. Very interesting. So I was expecting like a strawberry soda per se, just from what I read on the back and just kind of prepping for the review, still not knowing nothing about lambics, but yeah, I would have to say I do get, it does kind of lean more towards the fruit softening side than like a fruit beer. It doesn't taste like any of the fruit ales I've ever had, for sure. It's super sweet, but then towards the end, it just kind of hits you with this sour, tart note. Almost like my wife likes to buy a lot of strawberries, and sometimes she'll get batches that I don't feel are quite ripe all the way, or they're out of, maybe they're being grown out of season, and they're just really tart strawberries. They're not sweet, and that's kind of what the end kind of hits me with. I don't know exactly what I'm describing. The strawberry sweetness hits you, and when you're about to swallow, you expect to get like that sugary soda pop finish. You know, just all sugar, no bitter. And then there's just that whatever's in the rest of the lambic is kind of at the end with this tart. Let me go in for another sip, just so I can wrap my mind around this. yeah, it's sweet, it's juicy. I recommend Lambics for anyone. People who hate beer, people who hate alcoholic beverages, but they mostly drink like the super fruited cocktails. People who want to get into beer. Everybody, now if you're like I gotta have my quad IPAs and my real super bitter beers. Excuse me, it's so good it came back up for a second time. So if you're like the bitter, I gotta have a quad IPA type guy or gal, this ain't for you, because this is really sweet. But I like it. I think this is a great, I mean, you could have this with a meal. You can have it in the summertime. You can have it as a snack. It's only 4.1% alcohol. So, I mean, you could drink this any time of day and be fine. Like, you don't have to worry about breaking any laws by drinking this and then getting in your car and driving somewhere. Not a lot to say about this. Just to kind of tie this all up, and we'll wrap it up and be done. Very sweet, almost like a sugary candied sweet, and then when you feel like you're going to get that finish, that strawberry dum-dum sucker finish, the rest of the beer comes, takes over as you're swallowing, and you get like the wheat and the barley, and it just kind of flattens out the flavor. It's kind of a strange journey in tasting. I've never tasted anything like this, but overall I enjoyed it. Great beer. I would give this beer, you know what? I'm gonna give this beer an A rating. I'm gonna give this beer a 4.0. I thought it was really good. That weird like barley wheat thing that's going on at the end, if that was taken away and I could get the full satisfaction of like pretending I'm drinking a strawberry soda, it would be perfect. But it's a beer, and nonetheless still a great beer. Till next time, guys, cheers.